Oh, let's go. Oh, Kami, how's it going, guys? What? Not 5 minutes late? How dare you? Uth, I'm not gonna dignify that with an answer. I will not do it. Okay? I won't. I will not dignify that with an answer. No. You listen, you may not respect it right now, but in time you will come to respect that I have some firm but fair boundaries, okay? I feel like at some point I have to draw a line and I have to say, okay, this is my line in the sand. I have to draw it somewhere. Shit, seriously? Okay, so then it has to go... Yeah, this is the only place the S can go. Okay, when are you starting a Patreon? I have to buy me a coffee. Isn't it the same principle? How is it any different? Why is it any different than just having a... I mean, I can do a Patreon, but it's the same fucking thing. What is this fucking word? Chrissy, how's it going, man? Racket, a tennis racket, a tennis court, a tennis shoe, a tennis elbow. Fuck. Racket, baseball glove. No matter how far. But I call him Chrissy, don't sass me. Okay, don't make it sound like Chrissy's a girl's name, okay? I didn't call him Chrissy. Chrissy is just a guy's... What, have you never seen the Family Guy episode? Good thing about Family Guy is we can watch the entire fucking episode on... I know, right? I got it in 6. What the fuck? Thank you, Bug. See, I'm not crazy.
Chris, there's something your father and I want to talk to you about. Chris? Chris?
Sorry, I only answer to Chrissy now.
Fine. Chrissy?
Yeah, Ma?
Can you stop lifting your rusty weights while we talk to you?
Chris, we're worried about you and your new friends.
Pop, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Okay.
Okay.
No, Peter, it's not
Genius.
okay. Chris, we don't want you in the mafia.
Hey,
I'm in waste management.
Chris, you need to be back in...
I'm sorry. This is the bar. This is the bench. You're breaking your ma's heart. Ma, why didn't you say that? Ma. 5 minutes late, so 5 minutes of game time. You got 4 minutes left. What? Bro, this motherfucker has me on a time limit. What is this? What is happening? I'm not in control of my own stream anymore. This one's a little, so like here? Let's go! We finally got a smack 50-50! Let's go! God damn it, where's Harsh when you need him? He's supposed to go, damn, Unca's not washed right now, and he's not even here. But covers this, nice. Okay, Uth, Jesus, okay. Uth is getting so comfortable in chat, what the fuck? Too comfortable even. Shadow Slave manhwa is coming out in August. Let's go! Can you imagine? I start reading the Shadow Slave manhwa. I can say I'm caught up to Shadow Slave faster than Easy can. Now, technically, is it only fuck you, okay? But I can say it. Hell yeah, I got him down, boys. Damn, I'm gonna beat him in COI, Lord of the Mysteries, and Shadow Slave. Damn, might be time to hang up the fucking. Might be time to hang it up, little bro.
But we gon' chill today. Let me rock the world tomorrow.
Listen, you see how quickly I'm getting at on these puzzles. Listen, none of you could do it as fast as I can, except the 3 or 4 of you in chat who are good at chess. Mind you, the 7 people in chat, so but ignore that, okay, for the time. Okay, got me. Alright. Thank you for that, dickhead.
Sit back, relax to the sound that goes around, 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 around. She said, hey, 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 feeling the fire with the burning desire every day. We're inspires but never expires. But we will chill today, let me rock the world tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh no! What am I doing? I go here, idiot. No, I can't even go here because then here. No, even that. So what's the winning? What's the move here? Here? Oh, God. Alright, let's just get this done. Start reading by 7 p.m. my time. Get done reading by 8:30 so that I can do some Outer Wilds after. Because I'm starting to get into it. Don't let... Fuck, Bug is here. God damn it. I was not supposed to tell all the fucking Outer Wilds people that it's a shit game anyway. Fuck. Bug, play along. Okay, shut up. In 90 minutes, we're gonna do 10 chapters. Shut the fuck up, Kami. Okay, don't sass me. I'm scheduled to do 10 chapters today. I will do my 10 chapters, okay? Bug isn't here? He left? Oh, let's go. Let's go. No, it's so peak. Thank God. He was here before 13 minutes a chapter? 880 is where we left off, Chris. So 881 to 890 is what... No, sorry. 980 is where we left off. Sorry, I transposed the digits in my head. 990 is where we're ending today. 10 chapters. I mean, give or take, it might be 100. It might be 100 minutes. Who knows? You know, whatever. But I just mean like roughly. I can do 10 minutes a chapter. You guys know this. This is standard timeline for me, okay? Don't make it sound like it's something extraordinary. And oh, Uth, please don't tell me you're in overdraft because of me. Please don't. I hope you're kidding. Oh shit, a fucking loser shows up now. God, fuck this guy. How's it going, buddy? Don't tell him what happened. It's fine. I'm sure those who wanted England, but life is life. Okay. Oh, dude, I told you that the donut was completely unnecessary. Dude, I'm sorry. Oh, and now to add bad news on top of that, I gotta start reading COI now. Oof. This is rough for both you and me, I promise. Reading COI right now is it's getting hard, okay? These are shit chapters that we're at right at the moment. So as difficult as it is for you to not be here, it's equally difficult for me to be here. We're both crying. Don't worry about it, buddy. You're not alone. You know what I am excited for though? Tomorrow we get to chapter 1000. That means there's less than 200 chapters remaining until we're finished, dude. Think about it, that's not that far, man. That's 20 days of reading at my current pace. 20 days. That's it. That's not that much. This is a volume, yeah. This is certainly one of the volumes of the book, genuinely. General. They don't have you reading for a living. Okay. At a table near the stage, Joe had been observing Zaratul and the unknown beautiful woman ever since they walked out from the screen. Unlike the majority of people who were drawn to the woman, a dazed look in her eyes and an alluring beauty, he was more focused on Zaratul. Of course, during this process, he still used his peripheral vision to keep an eye on the woman to see her condition. After just a few seconds, he noticed a strange child appear from behind Zaratul, take the hand of the blood-faced woman, walk off the stage, and head towards the resting area for the face-changing performers. Meanwhile, Zaratul also looked confused, slowly following them off the stage. Joe noticed that Zaratul's pace quickened as he walked, his expression becoming relaxed with a hint of joy. He then heard a bang and saw Zaratul's head explode like a watermelon. As red and white mist splattered in all directions, the applause, cheers, and chatter in the hot pot seemed to be muted. Everything froze or solidified, except the fragments of Zaratul's head. Thud. What did you think of the fight? I think, I'll say it, even this late, my go, Klein is coming in clutch. He passed out, he's like, fuck, these fucks can't get Zaratul. Let me get him again. I got him. Zaratul's corpse fell not far from the stairs. Zaratul's dead, shot to the head. In that moment, Joe was extremely confused and bewildered, feeling as if special effects had intruded into daily life. What? Hope, how could you? Who is this man? He's an imposter. He can't be our Hope. He would show him as the owner, but it's only showing him as a guest. It can't be him. In all his life, this was the first time Klein had seen someone witness someone being shot to death. He usually had full confidence in public safety and felt quite secure. We've had the same code forever. Hope. Then the next second, Zhou thought of Li Ming, Lu Fu, and Lu Shan's group who had been constantly reminding him to be careful of Zaratul. He also remembered that Lu Fu, who had been eating hot pot here just a few minutes ago, had gone to the restroom. What a coincidence. She just happened to not be in the dining hall. It could have just been her. It couldn't just be her, right? Just as this thought flashed through Zhou Mingrui's mind, he heard screams and felt the entire restaurant turn into an uproar. People reacted. A bloody shooting had just occurred before their eyes. Some people called the police and some tried to leave the restaurant, feeling there may be more gunfire. What happened? Zhou asked, hearing Lu Fu. This beautiful woman wearing a black t-shirt and black framed glasses had returned to her spot. Someone died, Lu Shan screamed. Zaratul shot dead. Queen, how's it going? Seeing Lu Shan's reaction, Zhou doubted her earlier judgment. She seems unprepared for this. Huh? Franca, taking advantage of her height, stood on her tippy toes to see where the body was lying. It really is Zaratul, she said. At this point, Lu Shan also suspected it was Lu Fu's doing, because inviting Zhou to this restaurant and sitting near the stage were both her instructions. Queen, I'm not gonna lie to you, Volume 6 kinda be dragging a little bit. Now, it's supposed to be done in like the next 50-60 chapters, so that's a good news. But, damn, it's kinda dragging right now, I'm not gonna lie. Just minutes before Zaratul was shot, Lu Fu had gone to the restroom, but Lu Fu's reaction and the change in her complexion made Lu Shan uncertain. Yes, Lu Shan nodded. She was indeed scared. Since becoming a Beyonder, she had mostly only killed monsters in the shaman world and subtly influenced people in reality. She had never truly fought a human, let alone killed one. She knew Lu Fu and the others' purpose and target, but hadn't expected them to do such a thing. As she spoke, Lu Shan leaned closer to Franca, wanting to sniff her to check for any lingering gunpowder. But she only caught a pleasant fragrance. How did he die? Franca asked. I'm not gonna lie to you, Queen. Yeah, maybe a little worse still. Amidst the commotion in the entire restaurant, Zhou's gaze moved from Lu Shan's and Lu Fu's faces to the resting area of the face-changing performers. He hadn't even forgotten about the beautiful yet dangerous woman who had walked off the stage. Inside the restaurant, LEMMiNO was led by Ludwig to a corner where he drew a curtain as if they were changing clothes. The face-changing performer present were all attracted by LEMMiNO's beauty, aura, and dazed expression. After blocking the surrounding gazes, Ludwig took out a mirror from his pocket. Inside the mirror, Jenna was waiting. Jenna reached out with both hands, grabbing LEMMiNO and Ludwig, pulling them into the mirror world. LEMMiNO didn't resist. She remembered that this was Lilu's mother. What confused her was the thought that she was Lilu's mother. So why did Lilu have another mother? Yet her memories and consciousness told her this was the truth. Start of Volume 2 can be a little worse than Volume 6. Volume 2 of COI, I would say, is just as bad, maybe worse. But Volume 6 is, like, not as bad as Volume 2, for sure. As the mirror fell to the ground, it burst into a quiet, eerie flame, then shattered. Having already traversed to a mirror near the Dijon garden, Jenna began cleaning up the makeup on herself and Ludwig, and removed the lie earring from LEMMiNO. Their action plan for this operation was divided into 3 parts. First, attempted assassination. Second, to switch to encirclement if the assassination failed. And thirdly, if the encirclement attack couldn't kill Zaratul, to bring the enemy before Zhou in a way involving mysticism and powers, likely resulting in both Zaratul and the person who brought him being kicked out of the dream on the spot. Then Franca, who hadn't appeared or participated, would seize the opportunity to covertly assassinate Zaratul's dream image, now an ordinary person. This would force the character off the stage, no longer able to use the real Zaratul to approach Huang Tao to obtain money and resources. But this might even prevent Zaratul from re-entering the dream for a considerable amount of time until he had a new identity. Because this was a possibility of being exposed to the audience at the end, there was a possibility of the plan failing, with Zaratul's successfully escaping. So except for Lumion, who could transform into a female form, and Franca, who had just carried out the covert assassination, Jenna, Anthony, and Ludwig all used a lie earring to adjust their appearances to an extent. Additionally, they used Lumion's mystery prying glasses to add suggestive powers to their disguises. The mystery prying glasses were not above sequence 7, so the effects it provided were not discounted. But to be fair, it was around Volume 4 that the volumes began to blur together. His face in the hot pot restaurant, Mr. Huang, who was looking down on his phone with his daughter, heard the gunshot and walked to the stairway to look. His face, which had been wearing a faint smile, darkened when he saw Zaratul's body. He moved his phone from his ear to in front of his face, and staring at the call interface, displaying the words Bernie. After a few seconds, Mr. Huang brought the phone back to his ear and said, "Something has happened. I need to deal with it. I'll call you back." As soon as he hung up the phone, Zaratul's subordinates rushed past him in fear, panic, and anger. Edward, the vice president of the Intis group, followed behind, approaching Mr. Huang. Beside Zaratul, one bodyguard and a negotiator are missing. Call the police. Let them handle it. As soon as she resumed her daily appearance in the Dream City, Jenna took LEMMiNO and Ludwig back to room 2303. She had used Ice Mirror Charm once again. Now only one use remained. She had then placed Franca's traveler bag on the table. Franca had gone to the women's restroom under surveillance, used the mirror placed on the water tank to lurk in the surveillance blind spot, to shoot and kill Zaratul, then immediately drank the healing agent provided by the Tarot Club to delay the negative effects of using the special ability of the gun, allowing the severe illness to manifest after she had been questioned by the police. After doing this, she quickly handed over the traveler bag and all items related to Jenna, letting Jenna take them away to prevent the police from discovering any clues. When have the police ever been helpful in fiction? This one is an exception, Queen. They're really good. They're almost too good. Jenna took out a bottle of healing agent and handed it to LEMMiNO and said, "Let's treat your wounds first." LEMMiNO took the agent, opened the cap, and tilted her head back and drank it. Watching this, Jenna was quite anxious. She had discovered a problem she had anticipated before. What the fuck is this song? Lumion had exited the dream before in a female form, leaving behind LEMMiNO, but the identity woven by Madame Justice was Li Ming, a male. Normally, when the outsider was kicked out of the dream, their remaining manifestation would maintain daily life based on the woven identity and memories not involving Beyonders. But now, LEMMiNO and Li Ming were completely different, even in gender. No, it's fine, it's fine. This would cause a conflict between Lumen's self-perception and his actual identity. Does this count as actively creating a dream loophole? Jenna asked carefully, can you transform into a male? What do you mean? LEMMiNO said. Her previously blinded eye, limited by the effects of the healing agent, still suppressed to sequence 7, recovering slowly. As expected, she can't. Don't you remember that you like to dress up as a man and wear men's clothing? Yes, I still like that, LEMMiNO said, looking down. She believed it. Oh, thank God. You seem a bit shaken and confused. Don't tell me you've forgotten that we're a couple raising the child. Oh, no wonder he calls me mother and you mom. Right, I understand now. LEMMiNO's reaction and changes confirmed her theory. Due to the conflict between Lumen's true gender and the background identity, a loophole had appeared in the dream. Before this loophole was patched, whatever background you fed to LEMMiNO would become true. Of course, this couldn't involve the supernatural or conflict with the actual character relationships. He got a 7-year-old child, Queen. Damn, I don't know about if he's got game now, but he had at one point some game, for sure. After a few seconds of thought, she decided not to mention the mirror world or why LEMMiNO was injured for now. She pointed to the bedroom and said, you look exhausted and you're not fully recovered. Let me help you to bed to rest. Jenna then helped her up and said to Ludwig, you did well today. You can rest for a while before studying. There's food in the bag. Okay, Ludwig said. He quickly reached out and grabbed Jenna's traveler bag. After settling Ludwig and tucking LEMMiNO into bed, Jenna went to the bathroom to wipe LEMMiNO's face, which still had traces of blood. Just as she wet the towel, she saw Anthony appear. I was just about to look for you after settling LEMMiNO and the others. Are you all okay? She used the name LEMMiNO to inform Anthony of what had happened. What about Zaratul? Anthony asked. The third plan was successful. I was transferred to a prison that clearly had defenses against mirror traversal, Anthony described. I hypnotized my cellmate to feel unwell and call for help. Then using psychological invisibility, slipped out the cell and made it to the guard's office, where I managed to escape using the mirror I had on me. When I returned to the mirror world in the corresponding restaurant, I found you had already left, so I came here. There's already police there, and the area behind the mirror may not be safe. Clean off the makeup and return to your original appearance now, Jenna said, as she tossed the lie earring. I've already done anti-divination using mirror magic, and Queen Mystic will help with the aftermath. Don't worry, go home and rest. I'll keep Ludwig here. Alright, Anthony said. He could only use the ice mirror charm one more time as well. Jenna sighed, wrung out the towel, left the bathroom, and entered the bedroom and began wiping LEMMiNO's face. In the hot pot restaurant, the police had set up a cordon, isolating the corpse in the area. Franca, looking shocked, was being questioned, like the others. We weren't eating quickly, waiting for the later performance. Then I went to the bathroom, and when I came back, he had died. So you weren't in the dining hall? Yes, I was in the bathroom. The police officer made a note of this, deciding to check with his colleague monitoring the surveillance footage to confirm if this woman had indeed entered the restroom and how long she stayed. He turned to Jo. You saw the deceased and the woman walk out of the screen? Yes, Jo said. After listening and observing for a while, he increasingly felt that Lu Fu didn't seem to be the culprit. Or her acting is so amazing that I can't detect any flaws, Jo mused. At the time, I thought it was a magic show. Thinking back, there was definitely something off. That woman had blood on her face. The police officer asked a few more questions, then walked over to Officer Deng, summarizing the key points. Deng held a pipe but didn't smoke in public. Is Officer Deng Sherlock Moriarty? Captain, we found something. Another police officer approached. I don't know. A pipe but doesn't smoke? We know who Deng is? I don't know. Is it Adam? I'm talking about Peng Deng, right? Who are you guys talking about? Hey? What? What are you talking about, Kami? I'm so confused. Captain, we found something. Another police officer approached and said to Deng. He was responsible for searching the beautiful woman who had come out the screen. Deng nodded and followed this officer to the back of the hot pot restaurant, entering the restroom room. The performers were all a bit scared, huddled in corners. This is where the suspect was last seen, the officer said. Deng scanned the area, his gaze falling on the shattered mirror. Interior. LEMMiNO opened his eyes to find one eye unable to sense light, while the other was tinged with bloodiness. I'm sorry, I confused Officer Deng with Peng Deng. I'm sorry. Okay, you can see my confusion here. Come on. Every joint in his body had ached, his thoughts stuttering, his emotions off. Despite achieving his goal, and he felt a sinking depression. The corruption from Zarto's mythical creature form. LEMMiNO stood up, confirming the presence of the traveler bag and beyonder items, then stumbled out the room. He hadn't drunk the healing agent because he was mainly corrupted, not injured. When LEMMiNO reached the ground floor, Madame Magician was already waiting there. Starlight flashed in her eyes, condensing into an illusory book that flipped to a certain page, accompanied by ethereal voices. Sweet drops of sweet dew fell, sprinkling onto LEMMiNO, washing away his bloodstains. LEMMiNO's eyes gradually recovered as well, and the discomfort in his body dissipated. Getting confused with those... Don't... Oh, I'm sorry, you confused John Smith with Smith John? You're racist. Mate, what? The fuck are y'all talking about? Mate. That hardly counts. Stop it. The best way to deal with your current condition would actually be to have Mr. Sun come and purify you. But you have too many things that need purification and the rank is too high. Maybe even more detrimental to you somehow. Now, your spirit and mind are still have some corruption. Later, Madam Justice will come to give you targeted treatment. Fortunately, the corruption from the dream has also been suppressed to sequence 7. So as long as you don't encounter the celestial worthy, it should be fine. LEMMiNO tucked his falling black hair behind his ears and briefly recounted the actions he and the others had taken against Zaratul. During this, Madam Magician gestured for him to sit in an armchair. I don't know if Franka ultimately killed Zaratul's dream image, but it shouldn't be a big issue. At the time, Zaratul's bodyguards were all in a private upstairs room, and the other demigod of the Seer Pathway stationed at a hotel. Even if Mr. Fool's subconscious believed that Zaratul also possessed powers, he would just be a sequence 7. Divination on Mr. Fool's dream situation is very restricted and dangerous. I'm not sure if the Two of Cups was successful. Well, we can ask Miss Justice when she arrives. She can glimpse some details, I believe. What we need to pay attention now is that your actions were a strong stimulus to Zhou. No one knows what may happen next. This time, our biggest gain wasn't kicking Zaratul out of the dream. It was verifying one thing. As long as we perform actions deeply involving Beyonders in front of Zhou and make him feel danger, whether it's a subordinate of the Celestial Worthy or us, we'll all be kicked out of the dream and marionetized. On this point, no matter what stance people take, they receive the same treatment. I have not been on it forever. What the when did I start Volume 6? If I started it anytime after mid-fucking June, I would genuinely be surprised. You guys are actually rage-baiting the piss out of me. Hold on. First stream of Volume 6 was June 25th. It has not been 21 fucking days. And you guys are like, wow. Oh, and I took a 4-day break in between. And I'm almost still nearly done. Oh my god, you guys are actually fucking trying to get me to quit this fucking book. I swear to god I will read the rest of it off fucking stream. I will finish it tonight and just tell you and be like, alright, so I finished COI, let's talk about it. I will fucking do it, okay? Don't try me. Affected by the shooting incident, Joe, Franca, and Lucian couldn't continue eating hot pot. Since many dishes hadn't been touched, Lucian was hesitant about how to pay the bill and how much to give. At this point, the restaurant manager came over and said, "No need to pay, no need. Mr. Huang of the Intis Group has covered everything. He'll foot the bill." As generous as ever, Joe remarked. Seeing that Lufu wasn't feeling well, Zhou didn't suggest finding another place to eat and saw the two ladies off. Franca had been holding up, but upon returning to her apartment, entering her apartment building and entering the elevator, she went weak and leaned against Lucian. "What's wrong?" Lucian asked. "I seem to be falling ill. How sudden." "Hope? I'll do it. I swear, 180 chapters? I could read that in a night. I'll do it. I will start stream tomorrow and go, "So, I finished COI. You guys want to talk about it?" Upon seeing the door of room 2303, Franca suddenly woke up. The illness was due to a certain death effect of the inevitable gun. "I killed Zaratul." Considering that if the shooting of Zaratul was successful, the police department would inevitably be involved in the investigation, regardless of whether the police department had Beyonders. Now that Joe himself had gained Beyonder powers and the Dream subconscious recognized the Sequence 7 level, they, as representatives of the officials, would certainly have gained mystical power enhancements. So, everyone thought of a way to avoid the subsequent investigation. Starting from the fact that the main officers and the Dream City police officers were based on the Nighthawks of the Evernight, Lumion reasonably deduced that the most commonly used and convenient method for finding clues would be to drag suspects into a dream. For this reason, he had Anthony give Franca a psychological suggestion in advance, making her forget everything related to the incident as soon as she drank the healing agent. The corresponding psychological suggestion would only be completely lifted when she returned home. This way, even in the dream, Franca's performance would be flawless. 990, Chris, yeah. It is just shy of 1200, Queen. It's like 1190 or something. I just call it 1200 for all things. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. Hope said I won't do it. All right, I'm gonna end stream. All right, I'll read it. I'll let you guys know how the fucking book goes tonight. All right, bye, guys. What? Chris, I'm sorry. I told Hope not to fucking do it. He's doubting. He thinks I'm making empty. If I don't stand on business now, he's never gonna respect me. I have to do it. I know he doesn't come here often, but okay, don't. Nope, that's it. I'm ending stream. Good night, guys. Oh, actually, we're gonna play Outer Wilds. Let's just play Outer Wilds. Fuck it. Let's just play Outer Wilds. Fuck it. Let's just play Outer Wilds. Fuck it. Do. No, I feel like changing this is fine. Alright, let's just do this. Alright, let's do like an hour and a half of this, and then I'll just finish the book after. Do. Chris, it's not me, okay? It's Hope. I'm sorry. Listen, he's never gonna respect me if I don't do it now, so I have to. I gotta stand on business. There are times when a man must do what he must. Let's go! We're going back to the fucking Ember Twins, whatever the fuck they're called. Where's the fucking sun? Oh god, no.
Hello, kids. I used to make omelets, but today we make very special cookie. I wrote a song so you can sing along and hope we don't get it wrong.
What the fuck is going on? What the fuck did... Kami, I'm just gonna turn off the fucking... Kami, I'm just gonna turn off the fucking... Kami, I'm just gonna turn it off, man. What? Hope, you said I wouldn't. I'm sorry. What do you want from me? Wait, where's the thing? I'm so confused. Didn't it have the thing? It had like a... It had like a giant... It had like a giant thing floating around it. Where did that go? Alright, good night, Queen. Okay, I'm just gonna turn the inside off, Kami. Jesus. Dude, what is happening? I swear, there's something here.
Definitely can't escape transition. I've never seen a rock to fakie. I've never even seen a simple kick turn.
Oh, this thing, see? But there was like a thing at the end of this. Am I crazy? There's like a... There's like a... little thing that was showing up at the end of this. Am I crazy? No, but for a stop. It's not a bit, Kami. I told you if I don't stand on business now, they'll never respect me. I have to. Ash twin. What do you mean? Oh, I'm on the ash twin. Is it politic to the center of the fucking planet? What's happening? Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. I gotta go fix my damn shit. Well, what's broken? I don't know. Oh, this. Thrusters are the only thing I need to work. Everything else I can manually do. Okay, cool. Wait, how is... There was nothing on this planet before. How is more and more stuff coming here? What is happening? What? Where's like the... Okay, that's like a lot of stuff. That title was a bit misleading. Okay, I don't know. Oh yeah, not sorry. Yeah, we're just playing Outer Wilds now. I'm sorry. Nah, I'm gonna finish COI off stream. So if I just get off here now, this. What's happening? I'm so confused. confused. Where did this come from? This was not here before. Wait, this was not here before. Eh? Bro, is anything... What? Is more and more shit appearing here by the moment? Am I crazy? No, dude, I'm not lying. This was not here before. I like went over the whole planet and I didn't see anything. And then this came up and then that came up. What the fuck is this? Was not here. Dude, I might genuinely be crashing out because this was not here before. Ow. Where does this one take us? Because this is one of those teleporter things, right? That exists in like the white hole or whatever. So where does this teleport us to? Oh! Where's this? What is this on? Oh, this on the other twin. We'll proceed. Arrival time. Time travel? Because I arrived before I left. Okay. They got time travel? Damn, the Nomai had time travel and still managed to... Must be... Kami. That's it, that's good. That's a good bet. That's a good bet. The Nomai had time travel? The Sunless City bit. The Sunless City, let's go. What the fuck? Oh, I forgot. Wait, I insta-die from that? I thought I had a chance. Fuck, I thought if I just flew over it, I could just zoom down. Okay, so I need to get down to the Sunless City. I'm not crazy. There was nothing. But if there was nothing and then stuff's quickly appearing and then they can do time travel, that... Okay, it's not... It wouldn't... That logically tracks if they can fucking time travel. It's like, at that point, all the fucking bets are off. Who even knows what these Checo... Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. If they invented time travel and still managed to die off as a species, honestly, y'all are whack. Can I say that? Nope, 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 shoot. God damn it. I overshot it real hard. God damn it. Oh, am I falling into the sun? I might be. Nope, no, I'm good. Whew. Let's try going the other side and catching it. Yeah, truly. Yep. What is that one? Timber House. Oh, that's the one I just came from. Home or whatever. Dude, I keep overshooting this so hard. Dude, this fucking planet is cock-blocking me. Okay. I think this was about where I landed, I think. This ought to be the thing. You go on the top. Ow, ow, ow. God. Yeah, I think this is the thing, right? This is the fucking path or whatever. High energy lab. Yep, very same one. Nice. Okay. Crash some cubes. I need to go back to the sunlit. I think I reached there before, but then I got crushed or something, right? So then I just gotta... Yeah, we would construct a long shelter there. Yeah. Okay. This is the one. Yeah. So I just gotta hopefully get there sooner so that I can figure out more stuff before I... Because more and more of it just keeps going away as you approach. Is this the one that they told me? No, this is not the one. Fuck. So follow left until you reach the... Yeah, follow left until you reach the room with all the fucking thingamajigs or whatever. And then in here you need to fly up. Once you fly up, you're gonna keep walking, and then behind the sand follow something. There's a... Yeah. Go on the tunnel behind the falling sand, yeah. Here. Fucking great. That was a fucking zero utility. Bitch, go faster. I need to go. I need to get all the way to the bottom. All of you get on, because the top I can explore, but the bottom I need to explore right now. Right, this is just pushing me up. This is of zero utility. No, I need to get down to the bottom, motherfucker. God. Am I stuck here, bro? In here, let's go. Go. Open that fucking door. Open them. This game's dog shit. This game genuinely sucks ass, bro. I was doing that shit like a fucking speed run, and I still got fucking cracked. This is so. Come on, Chris. Wait for like 15 more minutes, okay? And then we can start reading. Okay, I just need to make sure Hope is gone. It's fine. Trust me, he doesn't show up to streams that often anyway. I wouldn't put him above you guys, don't worry. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. I didn't overshoot it. Quickest fucking death ever. Straight into the sun. Literally nothing. Boop. Okay. Okay, one more. Okay, I'm gonna try to just make it there really quickly. If not, we'll start reading right away. Remember you have autopilot? Bro, autopilot was the one that got me thrown into the fucking sun, okay? I don't use it. I was the one that fucking didn't, okay? Give me a fucking suit. Is this the one? County, no one could replace you. What? Are you not coming back? And if oh, tomorrow's stream. Oh, I see. Sorry. Oh yeah, but you're going for like a long time, no? Kami? I thought you said like 30 days or whatever, or something. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it was for that kind of payout, I would too. So, Godspeed to you, my child. Wait, no, left, idiot. Yeah, but it's only the start where I need to try it. Oh, I see. Okay. Is it? You said it's a PvP game? After I get that head start, it's chill. Okay, I see. What the f? Is oh, I need to go fucking up, bro. I'm stupid. Oh, I just lost so much time there. That's so dumb. Okay, I just gotta hurry. I don't need to read the instructions this time. I know where to go. Go. Go, bro. I've been playing on closed server since since 2012. God, so you're telling me out of anyone who joins, not only the people who never played it before, but even the people that played it before, you're gonna have a what? I'm so fucked, aren't I? But even the people who did used to play it before, you're gonna have what, a 90% fucking advantage? Holy shit. Dude, what am I supposed to do here? I can't make it there. I literally can't make it. It's so fucked. Is this the strat? Is this the strat? Go, 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 go. This is above where I want to be, I think. Yeah, this is so much. This is so far above where I want to be, bro. What the fuck? You're kidding. There's nothing over here, you fucks. Oh, wait, okay. Climb through the overlook hole. You'll have to go the long way, but it isn't. Go to the stepping stone cave, climb up, get to the fish fossils. If you go to the anglerfish overlook and throw a light into its mouth, it'll show you the way. So I need to go throw my probe into its mouth, and then, but the probe I can throw from the all the way at the top, right? Here, where we started out from. Go here. The overlook, I need my scout launcher, and then I launch the scout into its, sorry. Then I launch the scout into its mouth. What the fuck do you, where's my scout falling? Okay, once that happens, what? 3-minute oxygen supply, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Bro, my fuel is the thing I'm more fucking worried about. But now I need to go to the fucking, what was the fucking overlook bullshit that they mentioned? This is fine. What was that, what was the thing? Angler overlook, no. Stepping stone district, no. I didn't do that. Stepping stone district, that was it. Put it down. Where is it? Where's the stepping stone district? So one of you is this, that's the stepping stone district? Go. Isn't this where I came from, bro? I don't even understand. Fuck me, really? Now? I'm genuinely so fucked. If nothing else, the fucking sand's just gonna crush me. Stepping stone. Cave over here? Fucking Christ, seriously, come on. Okay, not been here, not been here. Oh, this looks promising. If you go to the stepping stone cave, the entrance to the fossil is easy to see now. Okay. Okay, so if I'm not blind, I should be able to see it through here, I think. Or did I already miss it? I'm a fucking idiot. Oh, I already fucking missed it, didn't I? Oh, I already fucking missed it, didn't I? What? Where? Oh, it's so fucked, boys. Oh, it's so fucked. Most of the fucking cave's already under fucking sand. No, no. Oxygen using as fuel. Yeah, fucking that's what I want. Yeah, you know what? I had too much oxygen. Fuck. Can't even climb the fucking stairs. How am I supposed to fucking complete this game? Bro, genuinely, just, yeah, kill me here. Just kill me. Like, I'm fucking skating around this asshole. Fucking Christ, I hate this game. Fuck. Sorry, it's working out to be a fucking great day, guys. Let's just read. Getting over it? I feel like I've played or I've seen it. I don't think I've played it. Oh, no, I played Getting Over It. Yeah, it's fine. It's not that bad. It's not true. It's not true. It sucked. Oh, I fucking closed Thorium. I don't even know what fucking chapter I'm on. And I know I didn't update the fucking numbers. Well, 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 if it isn't the consequences of my own damn actions. Thanks, Kami. The performance that Lucian and Jomingru saw from Franca came from her own instinctive reactions, not acting. Only her complexion was enhanced by the negative effect of the inevitable gun. That shot of mine was really cool, calm, and composed. That's what an assassin should be like, Franca thought. By this time, Lucian had already rung the doorbell and saw Jenna open the door. She was about to ask, was Zartul's death your doing? When she suddenly saw a small boy writhing furiously on the table. Who's that? Lucian asked. Franca let go of Lucian's support, glanced at Ludwig, and said, my godson. Theoretically speaking, she's kinda right. Let me just turn off Discord, sorry. Who's that? Lucian swallowed the question. As soon as Franca finished speaking, she was already panting, looking as if even talking was a great effort. Seeing this, Lucian waved her hand and said, get well soon. You probably won't need to work overtime tomorrow. You can get some rest. A big client is dead. What overtime would there be? Back in room 1502, Lucian took out her phone and sent a WeChat message to Jenna. Is there anything wrong with Lu Fu? Does she need to go to the hospital? She intended to use this to open the conversation, then asked Jenna if Zartul's death was related to them. Jenna quickly replied she took some fever medicine. Let's observe for a while. She instead asked about Zartul being shot. Wait. I heard there was a shooting at the Hot Pot restaurant. What were you eating? Instead of asking about Zartul being shot, what does this mean? Could it really not have been them? Lushan wondered. She briefly told Jenna about what happened in the hot pot restaurant, wondering how she would respond. Jenna sent a emoji. No wonder Lufu got sick. She always falls sick when frightened. But she also recovers quite quickly. She should be fine in just a couple of days. That doesn't even fucking make sense. She's a powerful Beyonder from the future. She must have seen countless deaths. How does she get sick from being frightened? Just as Lushan had this doubt, she realized what Jenna meant. We'll tell you the truth in a couple of days. Is it because this is a crucial period? Lushan nodded in understanding and felt happy. In the past, she wouldn't have been able to pick up on such things. Sometimes, when others mocked her, it wasn't obvious enough, and she wouldn't even realize it until it was too late. I've grown, she said. Now, as she saw the police announcement soliciting key information, part of which read, "This woman is involved in the case. We hope the public will provide clues." Next to this part of the content was a photo. The woman in the photo was the one who had walked off the stage with Zaratul. Lushan could clearly see the photo came from someone's phone at the scene rather than the surveillance cameras. It captured the woman's exquisite and elegant features, her confused yet seductive gaze. Looking at her again, she seemed very beautiful. Such a beautiful woman. Why become a villain? I'm not judging her by her looks, but I feel that there's no way she'd kill someone for no reason, right? Give her a shot. Do all the commentators let their morals follow their appendages? Isn't she more beautiful than those female celebrities nowadays? This is my dream lover. So, who exactly was killed? Lushan scrolled through the various tweets with a smile. She had forgotten to check the details of her room. Ever since Lu Fu and Jenna reminded her to be careful of Zartul's group potentially attacking her, every time she returned home she would use her powers to examine every detail of the room. Lushan stood up and walked to the oil painting of a parrot. The parrot poked its beak out and said, "No one's been here." Lushan stroked the parrot's feathers and returned. She looked outside and raised her hand and pinched her right eye socket. She wanted to use her reporter's ability to observe and uncover the true world. This wasn't because she didn't trust the parrot, but because there was some intrusion the parrot couldn't detect. However, she didn't dare to observe the true world for long. Every time she used this ability, she felt danger and only dared to maintain it for a couple of seconds. The next second, the light and shadows before Lushan's eyes changed and the different scenes of the surrounding areas overlapped. Lushan saw through the glass window connecting to the dark world, saw the oil paintings pressed against the glass and the different rooms stacked together. What is this? And saw a thin fog permeating the edges of all scenes. What is this fog? Every time she used this ability, she would observe this thin grey fog, but never knew what it was. Just as she noticed the movements of a man in one of those rooms that seemed to stutter, the parrot fluttered its wings. Then she saw Lu Fu lying on the sofa, cooling herself off. Is this what happens after being kicked out of a dream in a female identity? Kicked out of a dream. The scene before her shattered. She ended her observation of reality. Lushan stood by the window, her expression bewildered. Kicked out of a dream? Does Lu Fu mean to say this world is a dream? Was her condition last time because she was kicked out of the dream? After a few seconds she muttered, "If this is a dream, then what am I?" Late at night, the bedroom door where Freka and LEMMiNO were sleeping opened, and a figure entered. And a figure walked out without making noise. It was LEMMiNO. LEMMiNO walked along the darkest areas, stealthily reaching the door and opening it. She put her hand on the handle, trying to open the door, but the handle didn't move. Is it broken? Just as LEMMiNO showed a surprised expression, she heard Jenna. "Where are you going?" "Didn't you take Lilu to Android's place?" LEMMiNO turned round. "We came back, but you were all asleep. I thought I shouldn't disturb you, so I slept on the sofa. Do you want to go out? It's the middle of the night." I feel stuffy. I want to go for a walk, but the door's broken. Am I so unlucky? Being unlucky is normal and inevitable, the negative impact of using the circle inhabitant effect. Jenna didn't explain and shook her head. The restaurant incident isn't over yet, and your body hasn't recovered. If you go out for a walk and someone sees you, it'll be troublesome. Oh, okay. LEMMiNO pursed her lips and said, I always feel like there's a voice, an impulse in my head to go out. Voice? Go where? On the one hand, I want to go to the rooftop to feel the wind, see if there's any stars, and to space out for a bit. And on the other, a specific place. Which place, Jen asked. I think it was Mushu Hospital. She remembered that Lumion really did have the bloodline of the child of God, the Great Mother. Jenna's mind tensed up. She decided to placate Lumina and not give her a chance to go to the hospital until Lumina returned around 7 or 8 p.m. the next day. She looked at Lumina and said, "The investigation into the restaurant hasn't ended yet. If you go to the hospital, you may be taken to the police. Even if the police can prove you're not related to the death, it will take a lot of time, and you'll be detained for at least a couple of days. You could lose your job." "Yes, I should hide for a couple of days," Lumina said. She had already been instilled with the setting of working as a security guard. Jenna didn't dare to relax and glanced at the curtains. "We can't go to the hospital, but we can go to the rooftop to relax a bit." "Okay," Lumina said. Jenna first fixed the door lock, then took Lumina out of the room. Throughout this process, she had a mirror in each hand, using them to reflect light and create illusions to conceal herself and Lumina from the surveillance cameras. Feeling the cool breeze that had lost its scorching heat in the night, Lumina closed her eyes and took a deep breath. She then walked to the wall at the edge of the rooftop and pointed at the top. "Can I sit up there?" "Normal people can't, since it's quite dangerous, but you'll be fine. Your sense of balance is quite good, even better than an acrobat." Jenna wasn't afraid of Lumina falling. She had plenty of abilities to rescue her, so she wanted to see if the loophole hadn't been patched yet, and of constantly suggesting Lumina. And if by constantly suggesting to Lumina that she had abilities beyond the normal people, she would actually possess beyond her powers. Lumina put her hand at the top of the wall and jumped up. Suddenly her hand slipped and she lost balance and was about to fall. Suddenly she felt an invisible rope pull at her and stabilize. Phew, that scared me to death. She thought Jenna had caught her. Jenna, who had wrapped Lumina in spider silk for protection, realized she had overlooked something. This person was still under the negative influence of misfortune brought about by the circle of binding. "Be careful," Jenna said. Lumina responded by nodding. She looked at the lit internal roads of the residential area for a few seconds, then looked at the bright moon in the sky. Lumina supported herself with both hands at the top of the wall. She said after an unknown amount of time, "What poem comes to mind?" "What poem?" Jen asked. "Raising my head, I see the bright shining moon. Bowing my head, I think of my hometown." Aurora? At the police department, in a certain meeting room, the lights were still bright late at night. Lun Jiand stood in front of the whiteboard, pointing at the two photos, and said, "We can make a judgment that this case involves supernatural powers. The killer, or rather the criminal group, can use mirrors and the mirror world behind them. One of the two photos was of the broken mirror in the changing room, and the other of the shattered windows in the private room." Officer Deng sat below and nodded. Therefore, those who were not in the Hot Pot restaurant main hall were not under surveillance during the corresponding time. I need further investigation. They likely went to surveillance blind spots and used mirrors they carried with them to sneak back into the restaurant's main hall, waiting for the victim to return from the mirror world. If the victim returned, they would deliver a fatal blow, and if not, it would mean their accomplices had already succeeded. It's also possible that they were always lurking behind a mirror at the glass window, having not appeared in the main hall of the restaurant before. Judging from how well this group utilizes the mirror world, they needn't send someone to the main hall in advance to wait by eating a hot pot. They could have waited until the time was right. Arriving in the predestination assassination location, look, the woman who walked out of the screen with Zartul hadn't appeared in the hall before. Yes, but we still need to reinvestigate those who left the hall during that time and weren't recorded by the surveillance cameras. Remove the latter condition, Deng said. Those who can use the mirror world can also deceive surveillance cameras. You should know that surveillance cameras record based on optical principles, and those who master mirrors are good at affecting light and creating optical illusions. Tell us about the preliminary investigation results, Deng said. Li En stood up, taking Lun Jiat's place. So far, we've used dream interrogation on 17 people. Lu Shan, very surprised about the death, couldn't believe it. Zhou Mingrui, very cautious about Zaratul, but didn't anticipate the death. Lu Fu, she left the main hall at the time and went to the ladies' room. There's no surveillance in the room, but in the bathroom, but she was also very surprised, clearly shocked. We listed these three as key investigation targets because they're all employees of the Intis group. They may have been instructed by some powerful figure within the group that doesn't want a merger to assassinate him. But none of them knew that Huang Tao and Zaratul were also in the restaurant, and Lu Shan and Zhou Mingrui never left the hall. The conclusion is that they likely don't have any issues. Deng nodded in agreement. Currently, there are two key points. First, investigate the remaining suspects, including those mentioned by Lun and those with substantial motives. Secondly, find the woman who walked out of the screen with Zaratul. Although she didn't attack Zaratul at the time, the fact that she came out there is worth noting. Yes, Captain. Deng smiled and said, this involves foreign guests and major activities. You've all worked hard. I'm going to report to the Chief Yagates now. Hey Max, how's it going, man? After looking at the moon and feeling the night breeze for half an hour, Jenna took LEMMiNO back to her room. Rest now. You're not recovered, Jenna said. LEMMiNO, wearing her nightgown, opened the door and entered the bedroom, and found the sick Franca had also woken up at some point. Going to see the Odyssey? I will, Chris. When does it come out?
Miroir du temps, nos histoires s'alignent.
July 7th. Oh, wow. Just in a couple of days.
Dans le creux de nos mains, deux mondes se dessinent. L'un peint de rêve, où le chagrin s'efface. L'autre
Let me see if there's one available on Friday. If so, I'll ask my brother if he's Friday the 17th. Yeah, that'll do. Da-di-dum, vaca,
s'en va dans l'oubli.
et Gustave.
Donne gloire des âmes, di-di, di-di-di-di-dam. Lute sera dorinam, seram. Dim, dim, da, 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 dim, dim,
Yes, my
da, da,
brother
da,
said if he
dim,
wants to.
da.
He normally doesn't like historical movies and shit. And I know the Odyssey isn't exactly that, but like any timepieces he doesn't really like. Chris, so what? Go by yourself. What? Listen, Chris. I used to have this problem too, because I always used to think like, well, I don't want to go alone. Listen. Listen. I know you've heard this saying that like, oh, no one cares, like, you know, everyone's busy doing their own stuff, and that doesn't usually help because that doesn't fix your internal thing, right? Let me put it this way: if you see a bird flying overhead, do you go, wow, it's just one bird? Where the fuck's the flock? Or do you just go, there's a bird flying? Why the fuck would I care if there are two birds flying or there's seven or there's one? It's the same thing. No one looks at a guy and goes, wow, we went to the fucking movies alone? They just go, oh wow, he's watching the same movie I am. If that. Doubt it's even that, but that's literally the extent of it. But it's more fun going with other people. The movies, I don't know if I necessarily... Generally, I'd agree with you, but the movies, I don't know, because I just fucking sit... You just... Like, yeah, occasionally be like, oh, wow, that was like, wow, do you see that or whatever? But, like, most of the time it's just quiet, right? Like, fucking, I'm just sitting quietly. Who gives a shit? So, I don't know. Cash in afterwards and before. Ah, fair. After looking, wait, do you feel better now? Franca asked. Much better, LEMMiNO said. Her emotions were complex, but she remembered that Lu Fu and she were in a relationship. Yet this didn't affect her relationship with Jenna. Let's sleep. I have to go to work tomorrow. The security guards work in shifts. Franca looked at LEMMiNO and said, Did you forget you took 2 days off? Friday and Saturday. Your director approved it. Oh, right. I forgot. No wonder I don't have to work the middle shift today and can go directly to the hot pot restaurant in the evening. Yes, I did, MX. Hey, come on, he didn't even get one of the goals. I mean, he got 2 assists, yes, but... Nah, it was a great game. I don't know what it is. Argentina tends to liven up after the 70th minute. I was watching with my dad because I just finished work, because I finish work when it's halftime, basically, so I was watching the first half with, like, Ramiro and Zaza in VC while pretending to work. And then I watched the latter half with my dad after finishing work. But my dad was like, damn, like it's 70 minutes, it's 1-0, nothing's happening. And then for the last 20 minutes, the whole fucking game was literally in England's pen box. And I was like, oh. And as soon as, and I think they did like 2 or 3 shots on goal, but that were either blocked or hit the polar or hit the post. And I was like, oh, that's so fucked. And my dad's like, no, they're going to lose. And I was like, no, they're not. 3 attacks on goal. The fact that they blocked them just means like they got lucky with them. But the fact that that's happening this often, it means they're so fucked. And it was exactly that. They substituted, I think, left mid, right mid or something, and then left forward, and back to back. And then even after that, they were like, fuck it, just keep attacking, because just don't give them a chance. And they just fucking choked. Looking at LEMMiNO like this, Franca suddenly felt she was a bit adorable. After the 2 in the bedroom went to bed, Jenna lay down on the couch and entered a deep sleep. After a while, her astral projection arrived in Lu Shan's shaman world and saw the girl still guarding the barrier. From the corner of her eye, Jenna saw Franca's astral projection wandering in a daze. This indicated that Franca, due to her illness, had entered and exited her consciousness. Then, Jenna found LEMMiNO's astral projection, who lacked a consciousness. She really isn't beyond her. Lu Shan must know. It was hard to hide her from the shaman's domain. The next second, Jenna saw Lu Shan and say to her, "So, Zaratul was killed by you guys?" "Yes, we didn't tell you earlier because we were worried the police may have a way to confirm." "Wasn't Lufu afraid of being caught lying?" "We hypnotized her," Jenna said. Is this a dream?" Lu Shan fell silent and asked. Jenna was stunned. Why would she ask this? How did she know? Who told her? What dream? Jenna asked in return. A reporter has an ability to observe the truth, to see the different scenes at any given time. I can't do it for too long. I've been using it lately to see if anyone was hiding in my home. When I returned, I used it on you and saw you and Lufu talking about being kicked out of a dream. So that's how it is. Don't panic, I'll make up a reason on the spot. Jenna's first reaction was, but after seeing Lu Shan's eyes filled, she remained silent. So when Lufu became like a different person last time, it was because her consciousness was kicked out? So this is a dream? This is Zhou Mingrui's dream. Some people want Joe to continue sleeping until the apocalypse comes, while others want to wake him, so he can lead everyone to resist the apocalypse. As she said these words, Jenna felt sympathy to Lucian while keeping her mind focused. With LEMMiNO already kicked out of the dream, Franca ill, and the police department highly focused on the shooting, Jenna wasn't prepared to conduct further experiments. Even if she now wanted to experiment, the target would be Peng Ding or Zhou. It was unlikely to reveal the truth to Lucian for now. No one would accept that they were a fake. Their existence was meaningless. This would cause a shock to Lucian. Jenna could hardly imagine what this would do. Compared to this, being kicked out of the dream wasn't particularly serious. Of course, it would be best not to be kicked out, otherwise the weak and sick Franca may not be able to control LEMMiNO and prevent her from going to the hospital. So, just an illusory figure in someone's dream? Hey, I can't believe it! I can't! This isn't a dream! I'm not a fake! At this moment, Jenna wanted to persuade her, to shift her attention, to find new meaning. But the words got caught in her throat. Lucian cried out for a while. She looked at Jenna and said again, "Every time I observe the truth, I see this grey fog everywhere. What is it? It may be the boundaries of the dream." No. This can't be. This is what the last bit of Jenna's or Lucian's been like.
Here it is. My test results. Can you hear my heart beating? Oh, the white man's. This can't be. It says I'm. This can't be. It says.
Sorry, I'm a child. I can't help it. Okay. She turned her back on Jenna, facing the translucent barrier and the monsters hiding in the darkness. Trier, beside the Srenzo River. Lumion wore sunglasses and had long hair draped over his shoulders, basking in the bright sunlight, holding a cup of coffee, his mind wandering. He had nothing. He temporarily had nothing that needed to be done. He had originally planned to take advantage of his return to visit Bansi Island, seeking the special scenes, but after careful consideration he abandoned this. There were many risks there, and if it led him to being trapped, unable to enter the dream again, or resulting in his death, it would really impact the progress of the awakening. Lumin had considered whether to go to the City of Silver, enter the underground and borrow the Grade 0 artifact, and bring it to the Dream City, enhancing the team's power. In the end, Lumin erred on the side of caution here as well. He carried Amibella's bloodline, and the Dream City, those blessed by the Great Mother like Grimm, viewed him as the Great Mother's child. The underground of Mushu Hospital still concealed the Great Mother's influence and erosion. If he added the gift of land on top, Lumin dared not imagine what may happen. He worried that as soon as he brought the gift of land into the city, he may find his dream manifestation appearing in the basement of Mushu Hospital. With the gift of the land fusing with his body, allowing Amibella to be reborn. And such an Amibella may be able to withstand the divine descent of the Great Mother. Unable to do this or that, Lumion could only give himself a day off. As for making new ice charms, he had to wait a bit, because his misfortune had not yet fully dissipated. Although he had used the Circle Inhabitant within the Dream City, he still bore the negative effects in reality. Correspondingly, he could only use the Circle of Binding effect and the Circle Inhabitant 7 more times, and the Circle Inhabitant twice had stacked his misfortune to 6 hours. The types of Circle Inhabitant he had used on Zaratul's mirror projection were not the same. One was to create the scene and the other to fix the position. Is the essence of the negative effects reflecting in reality that Beyonder items and dreams cause Beyonder items in reality to be activated? He sighed, a rare moment of leisure in this life. After a while, Lumin gazed at the gently rippling, relatively clean water surface, breathing in the cool breeze. He had considered the problem of identity conflict corresponding to his female form and being kicked out, but he hadn't reminded Jen and Frank about it. He felt that his situation may gradually awaken some of Aurora's qualities in his dream. At 8 a.m. in Deschamps Garden, Franca had just groggily woken up when she saw LEMMiNO standing by the window. After a night's rest, Franca's condition had improved considerably. What are you looking at? Listen, Spain is just the better team. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, Spain is just the better team. Just objectively, they are. They played, but at least the way they played against France, it was surgical. Their one-touch passes, their coordination, their fucking everything was so palpably good. That being said, Argentina. Let's wait for things to blow over, Franca suggested. How about we play some computer games? What games? LEMMiNO turned around. With their computer, what computer games could they play? Mobile games, then, Franca said. Let's play Fighting the Landlord. At this moment, Jenna walked in, supporting Franca to the bathroom to wash up. After closing the bathroom door, Jenna kept an ear on for the situation outside, worried that LEMMiNO may try to run out. Franca sat on the toilet, stunned. After hearing Jenna's explanation, she sighed. She still didn't understand enough about this reporter sequence. She could now understand how Lucian felt. If someone with authority told her that life since transmigrating was fake, and that her past was fake, and there was an illusory character existing in the dream, she, too, would suffer a massive blow. Even though they had thought about using Lucian to awaken Mr. Fool, Franca had previously hoped to persuade her with fabricated stories. Some truths were best left unknown. Franca pondered for a moment and said, "Can we find an excuse to cover it up? Not saying we lied, but designing some events to let everyone discover together that the dream theory is just a layer of disguise, not the final truth. I think she could accept this. The people can deceive themselves about certain things. Moreover, can't we provide strong enough evidence to prove this is a dream?" We can only handle it this way for now, Jenna said. During this period, we need to find a way for Anthony to placate her or provide treatment. Based on our previous speculation, Lucian is a dream character shaped by Mr. Fool's consciousness, combining the characteristics from memory, in a broad sense equivalent to a part of Mr. Fool. After hearing the truth about the Dream City didn't show any changes, and we weren't kicked out. Yes, thought I would be kicked out of the dream immediately, but it didn't. Is it that telling the truth about this world to a dream figure other than Joe and a few others doesn't trigger any anomalies? Or is Lucian special, a character lightly corrupted by that evil god, no longer so closely connected to Mr. Fool? I don't know. If we can pacify Lucian, we can find an opportunity later to mention Mr. Fool to her and see if there's any special reaction. We can also try telling the corresponding things to other dream figures and see what happens. After finishing washing up, she returned to the living room to see LEMMiNO watching TV. Should we invite Lucian over to play cards? 4 people can play Shang-Chi. I'll ask and see if she's willing. Jenna understood that Franca wanted to find something for Lucian to do. Jenna picked up her phone and sent her a message. After a few minutes, Lucian replied, "Okay, after I eat breakfast, I just woke up." "She's coming over," Jenna said. LEMMiNO knew Lucian, aware that she was a colleague, and said, "Should I change back into men's clothes?" No need. Just pretend you don't know her. Act like you're just another friend of ours." Of course, as long as LEMMiNO didn't wear men's clothing or pretend to be a man, no one would associate her with the security guard Li Ming, not to mention the fact that one was male and one female. Even in terms of appearance, at first glance, the difference was quite large, because when Lumion played the role of Li Ming, he used the light earring to lower his attractiveness. Seeing this, Jenna, on behalf of the still somewhat muddled Franca, went through her mind and the potential problems that may arise, then chatted with Anthony on WeChat about Lucian knowing the truth of the world. Soon after, Lucian arrived and rang the doorbell. At the same time, Jenna received a reply from Anthony. Talked to her about her past, using a certain experience and a personally realistic past to reduce the sense of disillusionment. She had followed Franca's instruction and found 2 decks of cards. The 4 of them gathered around the coffee table and started playing Shang-Chi. Lumion and Jenna as partners, and Franca and Lucian as others. They weren't gambling for money. Jenna, Franca, and LEMMiNO had no spare cash. Instead, they bet that whichever pair of partners first upgraded to could stick 5 small paper notes on the loser's face or draw funny patterns. After successfully upgrading to 3, Jenna looked at Lucian and said, "You mentioned before that your father was a police officer?" "Yes, he was injured while pursuing a cult leader with lots of blood on his heads and died in the hospital." "Was he honored as a martyr?" Frank asked. "Yes. When I graduated from university, I had the opportunity to work as a civilian employee in the police department, but I also received an offer from the admin department of the Intis group. I hesitated for a long time, feeling that I was just a normal person who didn't like exercise, so it wasn't good to be a police officer, and chose this." Perhaps that's not the only reason. She simply felt that ordinary people without much ambition couldn't refuse a position in a public department, and it was just a civilian role, not requiring arrests. While waiting for the cards to be dealt, Lucian made a sound. This was actually my mother's wish. Seeing police officers will remind her of my father's death. I feel like Roseanne in reality mentioned this too, right? That like my mom didn't want, or like my family members didn't want me to do this or something? I feel like I remember this. When I was in university, she fell ill and was hospitalized. It was on and off. She struggled for 2 years, but didn't make it in the end. My mother was also seriously ill once, LEMMiNO said, frequently going to the hospital. I was quite young then, standing at the hospital entrance, only watching her being pushed in. My father bent over, accompanied by her side. I don't remember who was watching me then, only that I was quiet. Very quiet. I was luckier than you. My mother was cured. I miss her. Frank and Jenna exchanged glances. This wasn't part of Li Ming's information. Could it be? Frank guessed. I miss my mother too, Lucian responded. She seemed to recall her past life, remembering the days when she and her mother depended on each other. Although her emotions were sad, that lifeless feeling had faded. In the time that followed, Lucian's state improved. While playing cards and Jenna and Frank chatting, Lucian recounted the events of her university life and her career experiences. Let's end this. It's almost noon. I'll go make lunch for you all, Jenna stood up. Today's losers were Franca and Lucian, their faces covered with paper notes. I object. You're trying to kill me by taking advantage of my illness, Franca said. I'm bullied when I'm sick and weak. Wait until you're better and we can try again, Jenna said. You used to lose to me often. I was letting you win, Franca thought. Otherwise, how hard would it be for the mighty witch to use a bit of mystical powers to cheat? At this moment, LEMMiNO stood up and said to Jenna, I'll help you cut the vegetables. Me too, Lucian said. She took the opportunity to peel off the paper notes off her face and walk into the kitchen. Watching the three of them busy in the kitchen with the occasional laughter and voices, Franca leaned back, peeling the paper notes off her face and thought, if only this wasn't a dream. After happily eating lunch, washing the dishes and scrubbing the pots, Lucian said goodbye. She had plans with some university friends. Bye-bye, Lucian waved. She quickened her pace and walked to the elevator. Frank and Jenna watched her enter the elevator and leave, after each picking up their phones. Where's my phone? LEMMiNO realized. I have it, Franca said, taking it out from her traveler bag. Before this operation, they had made a contingency plan for different developments. Except for Franca, everyone was prepared to be kicked out. They simply didn't bring their phones, or gave them to Franca for safekeeping, or left them at the home. This way, if they were kicked out, they basically wouldn't want the Celestial Worthy to go through their phone contacts. Intis Group Grimm's had sent me a message. Why is the director messaging me? LEMMiNO looked all confused, sending a thumbs up, as expected of you. Obviously, Grimm recognized that the woman who walked out was LEMMiNO and believed that Zarathustra's death was done by her. Jenna fabricated quickly. Grimm has seen you in women's clothing and has become infatuated with you. He's a masochist who sees you as his master. The more arrogant and cold you are to him, the more satisfied he is. Just let him indulge for now. Ew. Pervert. What does it mean by as expected? Maybe he saw a video or photo of you appearing in Zarathustra and thinks you killed him, Jenna said. Don't worry, he won't betray you. Instead, he'll keep this as a secret, even more tightly, and feel satisfied about it. I see. The three of them occupied a position quietly on their phones while digesting the food they had just eaten. Suddenly, Franco came across a news item. Crimson Moon Hospital Afflicted Restaurant launched several mushroom set meals yesterday, which were well received. Mushroom set meal? Franco's eyelids twitched, having heard about Lee KG from Lumion and seeing the latest episode of The Great Adventurer. She remembered that not long ago, Lumion had gone to instigate Lee KG to create a new type of mushroom that could cure antigenous. Has Lee KG done it again? Franca took out a light breath, reflexively wanting to check and confirm, hoping to prevent more dangerous things from happening. But as soon as she moved her body, she remembered she was still sick and didn't have the ability. Jenna can't go either. She still has to watch LEMMiNO and not let him run around. Anthony has another task. We certainly can't let LEMMiNO go. The outcome would either be LEMMiNO covered in mushrooms all over, or Lee KG getting pregnant. Lee KG is an ally. No need to worry so much. He's an ally, Franca kept repeating. She planned to forward this news to Lumion so that he would know what happened as soon as he returned. Just as Franca was about to select the option, she froze. Fuck! I slipped up. Isn't the current Lumion LEMMiNO? Shit! Good thing I realized. Inside the hotel, in the room next to Zaratul's, the two bodyguards who had been following Zaratul appeared, with an elderly man with white hair, but a youthful face. Still no clues about the killer, the man said as he paced back and forth. No, but we can only ascertain that a demoness was involved. Zhou Mingrui could have appeared in the restaurant for no reason. Such a coincidence is unlikely. Find who invited him, or rather, who induced him to invite people there. Lu Shan and Lu Fu, who ate hot pot with him, are key subjects. Yes, Mr. Kui. The elderly man, referred to as Mr. Kui, considered many things and said, "Be careful when investigating Lu Shan. Previous feedback indicates that Lu Shan belongs to an otherworldly evil god and is a potential collaborator with significant strength." The two bodyguards acknowledged and left the room. After pacing for a while, Mr. Kui brought his own bodyguard and opened the door to leave. He deliberately didn't tell the two bodyguards that he would investigate Lu Shan and that he would secretly follow them. If they stepped into a trap or encountered an accident, he'd be able to glimpse the truth. Out of the room, Mr. Kui walked on hurriedly along the thickly carpeted corridor. In one of the ventilation openings in the ceiling, a pair of eyes observing him. Those eyes were deep brown, blending into the darkness. Zhou Mingrui had somehow snuck into the ceiling of the corridor unknowingly, observing every move of Zaratul's bodyguards and followers. Because when he got up this morning and opened the newspaper to get some food, he found a letter stuffed into the door crack. And a printed paper that read, "For Zhou Mingrui." At the time, Zhou opened the letter perplexedly and found a photo inside. A secretly taken photo of Mr. Kui. On the back said, "This is Zarathustra's assistant. He will inherit Zarathustra's will and do some things targeting you." As he read this, Zhou tensed. He believed... Are you guys okay if I just replace Zhou with Klein? Klein is just so much easier for me to say. I can say Zhou, but it's just harder. I'm just going to say Klein, okay? He believed that this was a reminder from the group that shot Zaratul last night. He even suspected that Lu Shan invited him to eat at the hot pot restaurant to witness Zaratul's death. What exactly does Zaratul's group want with me? What does the group that killed him want? Klein couldn't figure out the answer and decided to finally come and observe the target person and see if he could discover any clues. He thus confirmed that Mr. Kui, who lived next door to Zaratul, had no apparent connection to Zaratul's negotiation team on the surface. He is indeed suspicious, Joe nodded. At the same time, he noticed some other oddities. He thought he would be inexperienced and clumsy at crawling through ventilation ducts, climbing ceilings, and secretly monitoring, making mistakes, but in actual operation, he had a strong sense of familiarity and smooth accomplishments, relying on the power of an assassin. Yesterday, too, when he saw Zaratul being shot, I wasn't nervous nor panicked. Is this the quality of an assassin, or is there another reason? He vaguely suspected that this wasn't just the world that he didn't understand, but also himself. Mr. Kui, accompanied by his bodyguards, took the elevator to the first floor. Just as he took a few steps towards the revolving door, he raised both his hands to cover his neck. He felt the rapid arrival of marionetization, and also being rejected of the dream. His breathing became labored. How could this be? Mr. Q's pupils dilated, not forcing to stay, but voluntarily exit the dream. His bodyguards collapsed and died on the spot. A small insect flying nearby also went splat. In the temporary parking lot of the hospital, Anthony sat in the driver's seat with Ludwig. Watching this, the other Seer Pathway demigod mentioned in the mirror had also been kicked out of the dream. And once the other party lost control of the marionette, the latter was basically dead. LEMMiNO and the others, with information provided by the magic mirror, had ignored the Seer Pathway demigod living next to Zaratul, who had helped Zaratul discover intruders. But they all understood that dealing with Zaratul, it wasn't appropriate to act against Mr. Kui, as that would alert them. So they secretly photographed Mr. Kui at the restaurant, or after the restaurant operation. Anthony, the only one who could still do things normally, stuffed the envelope to Joe's home. Anthony might genuinely be the new Adam. Anthony said, "Damn, I can't kill a demigod, but you know who can? A great old one. Let me just secretly influence him to do stuff." Who else would do such a thing? I think it must be Adam. With Lumen kicked out of the dream, Franca seriously ill, and Jenna needing to look after two people, Anthony obviously couldn't deal with Mr. Kui on his own and had to get Joe's help. It wasn't that he didn't want to. Anthony immediately watched the hotel staff coming to check on the collapsed bodyguard and the bewildered Mr. Kui not getting out of the car, taking the opportunity to eliminate the latter's dream manifestation. It wasn't that he didn't want to, but after observation he found that there were police personnel deployed near Mr. Kui, and if he were to act, he couldn't escape. Meaning he was confronting the main consciousness of the dream, and the consequences would be more severe than simply kicked out. Anthony waited patiently, never finding an opportunity, so he decided to act after LEMMiNO returned. When it came to covert killing, LEMMiNO was more skilled than any of them. Anthony chose to go back to rest last night and stuff another letter the next day, rather than going directly, to create a time difference. Under the illusion that the corresponding dream manifestation hadn't been killed, the time interval for those kicked out of the dream to return was about the same. If Anthony had reminded Joe last night, and Mr. Kui's return to the Dream City after gaining control of the dream manifestation wouldn't take much longer than LEMMiNO, a few hours at most. And in those few hours, LEMMiNO may not find an opportunity to make him die unknowingly. Now, after LEMMiNO returned at about 7 or 8 this evening, he would have nearly a day to plot the murder. In room 2303, just past 7, Franca and Jenna, who had been watching LEMMiNO constantly, saw this woman change her appearance and become male. LEMMiNO took the lie earring and changed his facial features. Franca took the opportunity to tell him about the mushrooms set meal. "I'll deal with the other matter first," LEMMiNO nodded. He then stood up. Franca held back his laughter. "Change your clothes first. Don't go wearing Jenna's nightgown." LEMMiNO looked down and realized that he'd been wearing Jenna's nightgown all along. At 10 a.m., a white parked car parked beside the roadside. LEMMiNO on his phone, as if he was bored. They had rented a new car, because the previous car was registered under the name Lu Fu, and if a car registered to Lu Fu had appeared near the scene of Mr. Kui's death, the suspicion would be quite strong. LEMMiNO waited for a while and saw through the rearview mirror Mr. Kui walking alone, preparing to cross an intersection. As he passed by a vehicle, LEMMiNO's eyes took on a silver-black hue, Eye of Calamity. Before Mr. Kui had passed the rearview mirror, he had already found this fate branch leading to the other's doom. In the next second, Lumen hid his left hand, wearing the circle of binding, and raised his palm, touching Mr. Quee's main fate trunk from afar and pushed it towards the branch that appeared black. His spirituality poured out, his expression unchanged. Mr. Quee's dream manifestation, completely unaware, and the police monitoring him from behind didn't notice a thing. Mr. Quee walked for about 15 to 20 meters, stepping on the crosswalk. By now, it was truly night, not many people crossing the street. Suddenly, a car came from afar, seemed to lose control, driving through the red light. Mr. Quee saw this and his pupils dilated. Bang! He was hit and sent flying, his head hitting the ground. Soon, he was run over by the out-of-control vehicle, dying ASAP. This is what just happened to him. This is what just happened to him. Okay.
Nothing better than a 7 a.m. beer and an unbrushed mouth.
Peter, I don't want you drinking too much. You're driving us all home.
Lois, I know how many beers I can drink and still be able to drive. I figured it out. Seven. 6.
Mr. Quee. Alright, back to reading. Sorry, youth. No. We were just taking a very short break to make a joke, okay? Uth, look at... See? Because you told me you wanted me to finish COI quickly. I know technically you just asked me to start Reverend Sanity right now, but... You know, take some... You win some, you lose some sort of thing. Look at how quickly I've been moving, bro. We're at nearly chapter 1000. Because you asked, okay? Don't ever say I don't do shit for you, bro. I got you. As soon as Lumion heard the sound of the out-of-control vehicle crashing into the curb, he rolled down his window and poked his head out. He looked towards the intersection, just 15 or 20 meters away, and looked at Mr. Quee, who had been hit and run over. Almost simultaneously, many people emerged from hiding spots, rushing over. Lumion promptly took out his phone, snapped a couple of photos, and said, "Holy shit, that was a fucking car accident! That guy was driving like a fucking lunatic! Is he drunk?" He acted like a bystander, ready to post on social media. At this moment, the dented vehicle responsible for the accident stalled, unable to start, and the car door opened. The man, who could barely stand up straight, stumbled out. "Fuck, he's drunk! If you drink, don't drive! Know your limits! 6 beers maximum!" Only after the ambulance took Mr. Quee away and the police led away the driver responsible for the accident, after cordoning off the area, leaving just the police investigating the scene and the tow truck on standby, did Lumion sit back in his car, contemplating how to share what had just happened. Not long after, Anthony came out of a 24-hour convenience store, carrying his large bag of items, and opened the door and got in. Lumion drove the car away. They hadn't brought Ludwig with them, having sent the little boy to Jenna's place. If a 7 or 8-year-old appeared at both scenes where Zarathustra was shot and Mr. Quee ran over, it'd be quite suspicious. In room 2303, Lumion sat in an armchair and said to Frank and Jenna, "I'll go to see Frank tonight." "Did Lumina show any unusual behaviors?" he added. Jenna was silent for a couple of seconds, then recounted all about Lumina's blank stares, her inane impulses, the bad luck surrounding her, getting the fresh air on the rooftop, her words during the card games. Lumion listened attentively, his expression softening. After Jenna spoke, Franca said, "If you get kicked out of the dream again, you'll face many restrictions upon entering the third time, like Queen Mystic." "I understand," Lumion said. At the edge of the lake, inside a 4-story villa, Bernie Huang returned from the outside, into the grand, opulent hall. "Why is your house decorated like a palace? Don't you find it strange?" her classmates would say every time. Bernie could only spread her hands and say, "Just what my dad likes, I guess." Where are my dad and the others? Bernie asked the butler. Young Master Huang Jia is exercising in the underground basketball court. Master Huang Bo is assembling mini four-wheel drive cars in the toy room. And the Madame has gone out to the saloon. The Master in the wine tasting room. Bernie nodded, taking the elevator down to the basement. A large wine cellar there and a secure storage room. You're back, Huang said. Are you drinking again? Bernie said. As I get older, I don't have many hobbies left. Bernie tried to persuade him more and more, quietly watching as her father took another sip and grabbed a few shelled pine nuts and popped them into his mouth. What about your classmates? Didn't she come to visit? Huang asked. Something happened to her biology teacher at the cram school. Busy dealing with that. You mentioned that. Really? If he wants to do experiments, he should apply for a job at a proper lab. Maybe a teacher. Huang looked at Bernie and said, why don't you like staying home? There's still some time before school starts, but you already moved in to a dorm. This isn't my problem. Maybe in Mr. Fo's projection, I'm separate from you all. And explained, I'm involved in a research project. How's that children book company of yours doing? Huang asked. Good, quite good. The market is quite profitable. There's a real demand for repackaging and redesigning classic fairy tales, and are nurturing authors of her own. In this area, China started a little too late and we're still not mature. Lack of good works. You have a lot of potential, Huang said. At the same time, pay attention to importing copyrights. Don't ignore those excellent foreign books and leave them to your competitors. He instructed his daughter seriously, looking as if he wanted to make the publishing company bigger and stronger. Bernie listened attentively, the father and daughter discussing harmoniously. At the end of the discussion, Huang swirled his drink and said, Do you know what the greatest pain in this life is? Bernie shook her head. It's watching the people and things you cherish, the life you yearn for most, occupied by others, while you are locked in a dark, depressing prison. Bernie looked at Huang without responding. Roselle didn't mind. He just continued to drink his liquor, with dried fruits pouring for himself, and looked at Bernadette. If you discovered that you were just an illusion and a dream, and at this time someone was trying to awaken the master of the dream, what would you do? I suppose it depends, Bernadette said. Awareness! Holy shit, dude! Thank you! You know, you can just come by and say hi without the memberships. Like, don't get me wrong, super appreciative, thank you so much. But like, you can just come by and say hello, you know? No, we remember Ayur Scarlight. He used to be here all the time. By the way, where are you now, Awareness? Because I know it seems like you read in like chunks. So, so I'm assuming you're, I think last time we spoke you were near 900, am I right? Maybe 890 or something? Roselle smiled. Then let's be more specific. You know that if the Master of the Dream awakens, you will disappear. Even if there is another dream, the corresponding person who appears will no longer be the current you. But the person you care about most supports awakening the Master of the Dream, and is willing to take risks for it. What do you do? She looked at Roselle, silent. Roselle returned the gaze. After a while, he finished his drink and said, I'm going upstairs to deal with something. Roselle walked out from between the sofa and tea, passing by Bernie. Dad? Bernie called out. Something else? Roselle asked. I've always been curious. If we don't talk about science, what's inside a mirror? What is in the depths of a mirror? A horror beyond your imagination, Huang said. After saying this, he turned back, opened the door, and walked out. Bernie stood, ruminating over those words. Damn, dude, that was so cute. So you're telling me Roselle, that to some degree, is aware. He's sitting there, he's like, fuck, I don't. It's like, I enjoy this. He's like, I like just spending time with her. But, like, it's a good question, right? It's like, it's basically like asking the question of, like, if someone you love wishes to walk away from you, do you hold them closer because you love them, or do you let them go because you love them? It's a profound question. In my book, it's probably the latter, but, I mean, it's not an easy choice either way. Late at night, Lumin used teleportation to arrive near the Crimson Moon Hospital. He didn't rush to enter, transforming into Lumina's appearance, disguising himself and walking into the hospital. He saw that in the green belts around the hospital and the crevices of the walls, mushrooms had sprung up like bamboo. These mushrooms hadn't invaded the living room of the other organism, nor did they threaten the structural integrity of the buildings. With so many mushrooms, no wonder Crimson Moon Hospital launched a mushroom set meal. They all look edible. Just right, going back to catch up with my watch list. Bye, goddamn. Alright, bye, Bex! Lumina hid in a concealed spot, entered a mirror, and made his way to the psychiatric ward. He wasn't worried about being blocked or trapped in the Dream City police in this mirror world, because Lumina didn't have a real identity and no apparent connection to Frank on the surface. Unless high-ranking police officers like Gates had received a revelation, it was unlikely they would send people here. And with everyone being suppressed to Sequence 7, Lumion, a demoness of despair, wasn't too afraid. After observing the entire ward, Lumion jumped out of a mirror-like object, landing lightly. He always held a hand mirror, using it to reflect light and create illusions. Lumion then surveyed the dimly lit corridor, light, and the iron doors sleeping in the dark environment, his spirituality giving no warning. He took a deep breath, not smelling any blood or odors. Only then did he knock on Frank's door. "Who?" Frank asked. "It's me, the person who asked for your help in treating a vegetative friend." "Oh. Any progress?" Lumin asked. "I have some ideas, a bunch of failures, and a half-finished product. I need some verification, and I'm unsure what the final result will be. But some strange things have happened. I may not have time to advance the experiment you want." "What things?" I'm pregnant," Lee KG answered in a confused tone. Damn, Lumina snuck out at night and just... Alright, it is what it is. Boys, we gotta kill Frank, the real Frank, or this is gonna be... We can't. If the real Frank gets pregnant, we're so fucked, right? We're so fucked. Pull yourself together. You're a man, goddammit. How'd you get pregnant? What the fuck? Are you certain? Lumin asked. Yeah. I used to be a doctor, then became a biologist. Do you think I can't tell if it's a pregnancy? What the fuck? Of all the pathways he knew of that could make a man pregnant, only those related to the Great Mother could. Did Grimm and the others secretly come here to impregnate him? That doesn't make any sense. For such a matter, they would have no reason not to report it to the Child of God. Moreover, he said that in this city only I possess the godhood and can promote rapid fetal production. Newman's first reaction was to suspect Grimm and the other bestowed, but the information he had didn't support this. He thought of another possibility. Klein had received a strong stimulus, causing some changes in the dream. Only the Great Mother now could bestow godhood on a few chosen. It's only been a day and the problems have already erupted. Besides, Grimm believes I've already impregnated him, so there's no need to do it again. Could it be mine? Amidst his thought, Lumin followed this train of logic. Last night, I high-fived Lee Cagey in the psychiatric ward of the hospital. I used this to falsely claim that I had impregnated him to deceive Grimm. Could it be that this contact really made him pregnant? But I only have a bit of Omnibella's bloodline and no SOA-related abilities. No, it's just that I don't have them in reality. The objective conditions are completely satisfied. But in the dream, as long as the dream consciousness believes it, even the most outrageous thing could happen. At that time, when I high-fived him, in Grimm's eyes, I was a genuine child of God and possessed Omnibella's bloodline, roughly equivalent to the real child of God. In the subconscious of the dream, and Omnibella could do this. True, Kami. Moreover, most importantly, the place where I had... You know what Mr. Fool did to Audrey and Alger? I just did that to Queen. Moreover, most importantly, the place where I high-fived Lee and said words like he's already pregnant was this hospital, where she can exert the greatest influence. It is possible the dream subconscious, confused, actually made it happen. But Lumin's pupils dilated. They had overlooked something, subconsciously equating the dream consciousness with Mr. Fool. But in reality, the dream consciousness should be a mixture of Mr. Fool and the celestial worthy. In this situation, the characters created in the subconscious and the changes wouldn't completely originate from Mr. Fool, nor would they be beneficial to Lumin and the others. Based on this, the character imagines his dreams. A dream city. Lushan, Ainana, Deng, and the others simply couldn't be defined as characters woven by Mr. Fool. Here, Mr. Fool's subconscious needed to be replaced by the dream subconscious. In other words, before drinking the shaman potion, Deng, Ainana, and Lushan and the other characters came from Mr. Fool's cognition, some from celestial worthies, some mainly based on Mr. Fool's cognition, but have been secretly spiced by the celestial worthy. The environment of Mushu Hospital, as well as Grimm's cognition and the fact that only I truly have Omnibella's bloodline, made the dream consciousness at the time, being dominated by the celestial worthy, choose to believe that I was Omnibella. So Frank quietly became pregnant. Omnibella's child is equivalent to a direct descendant of the Great Mother, so when it is born, Lee Cagey will be completely corrupted. The more Lumin thought, the more horrified he felt. He thought of an even more terrifying development. If Mr. Fool was at an absolute disadvantage, and Celestial Worthy became the ruler of the city, he could blur the line between truth and reality, truth and falsehood, making the child of God Omnibella fully activate in Lumion. He remembered a joke he had once seen. Pregnancy really can happen from holding hands. He couldn't help but mock. What did you say? Frank asked. When did you become pregnant? At first, I thought it was because I used my own flesh and blood to create the mushrooms. And causing spores and mycelium and such things to enter my body. Yes, this was part of the experiment. But the time of the pregnancy now clearly seems earlier. Can I come in to confirm? Lumin asked. Sure. Lumin took a step forward, his figure disappearing from the corridor and appearing in Frank's ward. At first he didn't see a single mushroom. Logically speaking, Frank's living space under the bed and the corners behind the doors should be filled with mushrooms, but now it was as clean as anyone else's. Lumin looked at Frank sitting on the bed and found his belly indeed swollen. In the next second, his intuition allowed him to confirm the child was blood related to him, but it wasn't related to Lumion nor Lumina, but to Omnibella. Fuck. Just as Lumion was about to speak, he saw many nearly invisible fine threads. Mycelium? He looked up and saw mushrooms. The mushroom was semi-transparent, attached to the chandelier position, with a large amount of mycelium hanging down. Is this the half-finished product? Yes. What are the failed ones? Absorbed? As he spoke, he waved his hand, and the jellyfish-like mushroom floated down. What about the mushrooms that were in the room before? Also absorbed. I can help you aboard it, Lumin said. Yes, It's my child. No, not your child. The child of an evil god. Haven't you wondered why you were arrested? It's because that god took a liking to you and had her followers fabricate things to lock you up. Think about it. You're a man. How do you get pregnant? Women can get pregnant. Why can't men? Mushrooms can too, Lee argued. But can you get pregnant without doing anything? Right. This is the result of an evil god entering your dreams, Lumion said. Lumion felt that if he hadn't fully digested the instigator potion, using instigation to persuade Frank to abort would be plenty. As a member of the assassination operation against Zaratul, as the person who assassinated Mr. Kui, Lumion had already digested the assassination potion. Currently, only the witch potion needed to be acted upon. He decided that if Frank decided to abort the child, he decided to make the process as mysterious and terrifying and flashy as possible. To resolve the identity of a witch. If you don't abort the child, it will absorb your flesh and spirituality, rapidly growing within weeks. When it is born, you will become a corpse, unable to do anything, unable to do any more mushroom experiments, unable to fulfill your dreams. Alright, please help me. If the child hybridizes with the mushrooms, it may produce some special changes. Wait. Until I've thought of a plan, then you can help me. This will only take a day or two. Did you watch X-Men 79? I did not, no. I don't do much Marvel, I'm not gonna lie. My Marvel is basically limited to Wolverine and Deadpool. Lumion didn't dare force Frank, after all. In Mr. Fool's subconscious, no matter how inconceivable things were, Frank could achieve them through mushrooms. No problem, Lumion said. He decided that when the time came, he would make the evil god's descendant disappear without a trace. Don't tell anyone about the child for now, or catastrophe will befall us. I won't. I haven't dared talk to anyone about the mushrooms recently. They seem to have become different people. Different people? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, last chapter. Let's call it after this one, alright? I am exactly where I wanted to be right now. Well guys, I think we can officially say now there's less than 200 chapters left until we're done COI, I think it's like 1170 or something. Alright. See here, how's it going, man? Last chapter? Damn, what a time to come. Lumion's initial feeling was that Frank had noticed the differences between Cattleya and Huang Jiaji. But he overturned his guess, because Frank said his other colleagues also seemed to have become different people. It was unlikely they had all been occupied. Why do you feel this way? Lumion asked. The previous ones ate the mushroom they sent, but the current ones haven't. The current ones haven't? This means they've been replaced? What about Bernie Huang? Have you seen her? Any changes? I've seen her, but I don't know if there's been any changes. She never ate the mushrooms I sent. In other words, Frank can't distinguish the difference between external consciousness and dream manifestation, nor does he have the observational ability. However, he can determine whether the person in front of him has eaten the mushrooms he's created. Taken together, does he mean that Huang Jiaji and the others had eaten the mushrooms before, leaving some traces, but recently they hadn't? Had Huang Jiaji and the others been replaced? Lumion was currently inclined to believe Frank's statement, thinking the Mushroom King, who had been confined to the psychiatric ward, hadn't yet given birth, had not been completely corrupted. and wouldn't experience hallucinations or have his personality twisted. Moreover, in the Dream City, based on Mr. Fool's subconscious, Frank had a certain uniqueness. Who replaced Huang and the others? Why? Suddenly he thought of the only person, Zaratul. When Lumin first discovered that Zaratul had visited the Star Tutoring class, his initial reaction was that this angel wanted to do something to Hermit. But later, as events unfolded with Frank being arrested and sent to the psychiatric ward, this led him to overturn his initial guess. Now, the new discovery made him reconsider. Zaratul likes to exert forces on both overt and covert lines. On the surface, he was helping the Great Mother control Frank and eliminate hidden dangers, while secretly taking advantage of the opportunity to target Huang Jiaji and the others, replacing these dream manifestations. The benefit of doing this would that the attention of the covert saboteurs would be focused on Frank's matter, overlooking the key point of the Star Tutoring classes. Based on this, he believes Zaratul should have chosen the Conspirer path rather than Seer. His experience, knowledge, and intellect are truly worthy of an angel. Apart from knowing whether those colleagues had eaten the mushrooms he'd given, Frank shook his head, pleading ignorance to all other questions Lumin asked. Finally, Lumin could only caution, "You must come up with a plan in 2 days, otherwise the minions of the evil gods will take action, causing the child to be born soon." "Alright," Frank said, touching his belly. Lumin looked at him deeply and formed a new idea. After Grimm confirms that Frank is pregnant and helps the fetus gain growth momentum, I'll return and complete the abortion. In the Jinghong district, in the rented apartment. Lumin's team gathered again to hear him talk about Frank's pregnancy. If we assume the current culprit is Zaratul or his accomplices, then can't we look at the Star Tutoring classes for replacements? Doesn't this remind you of anything? The death of the Oracle, Frank realized? Yes. Lumin had already connected this incident with the replacement of Huang Jiaji and the other class of members. If Anderson hadn't interfered, if we hadn't rediscovered the Oracle's body in time, he would have definitely been sent to the morgue in the hospital, gaining rebirth. Did Huang and the others experience something similar? Was Zaratul targeting not only the classes, but also the Dream Tutoring classes? I don't know. The more Frank spoke, the more shocked she became. On the surface, he was seeing opportunities to contact Zhou through visits, but secretly replacing the teachers. How insidious. Did Huang Jiaji and the others experience something similar? Was Zaratul targeting not only the... I already read this. Who knows what else Zaratul has done? It's probably not just this. Fortunately, we chose to eliminate the hidden dangers in advance, kicking him out of the dream. Otherwise, if his overt stratagem and covert stratagem were to be launched simultaneously, the situation would be unimaginable. Perhaps the whole affair would have ended there. Our failures, the conclusion. Now, without the leadership of Zaratul and Mr. Kui, their subordinates will find it difficult to consider the overall situation. We can take this opportunity to dismantle the bombs they've left behind. Both good news and bad, Lumin said. I believe you can see that a seer is more suited to hiding in the shadows, directing the player rather than stepping onto the stage. Zaratul previously needed to advance overt matters to obtain money and resources to contact Zhou, so he couldn't hide his identity and stay in the shadows. Same for Mr. Kui. When Zaratul and Mr. Kui obtain new identities in return, they will surely stay in the shadows this time, covertly advancing their agendas. At that time, the role of a hunter and prey will be reversed. Even if we show the slightest flaw, we will be discovered and face deadly assassination. Once destroyed, the best outcome would be getting kicked out of the dream, and the dream manifestation destroyed. At that time, the enemy will be in the dark and I in the light, and the danger level skyrockets, Frank nodded. Because of her close relationship with Lu Shan, once Zaratul returned and focused on the investigation, she would easily be discovered. That's why she says, in the light. Of course, this is also an opportunity, Lumin said. Continue working in the admin department of the group for now. When Zaratul returns, you can see if you can use this to set a trap for him. If not, resign, change your identity, and hide in the shadows also. At the same time, we need to make good use of this time before he returns. Lumin picked up his phone and messaged Anderson. How have you been lately? Enjoying the classes? Soon, he replied. Do you want to check what time it is now? If you have nothing better to do, I suggest you go out for a run. Do you still feel that the world is fake lately? Are there any fake details around the people around you? It's even more fake than before, Edison replied. such as... For example, Ainana, Iron Skin, Flowery Bowtie, and the others all seem even more fake than before now. What about you? Have you become fake? I might be next, Anderson joked, but I recently saw news about a foreign guest being shot. A good hunter should know how to gain intel from public reports. Lewin put down his phone and said to the others, "One of the teachers at the class have also been replaced. What is the significance of this replacement? To make all the dream manifestation dominated by the celestial worthy, thus gaining victory in the consciousness battle?" Lumin didn't answer. Each note had the name of a dream manifestation currently suspected of being replaced, as well as their corresponding real-world person. Lumina stood in front of the whiteboard, studying it intently. "See anything in common?" he asked. "They are or all pirates?" "Surface level. Think another." "All characters that appeared in the Great Adventure novels?" "Participants and witness of Gehrman's life?" Hearing this, Franka had a thought. The great movie 3 of Giayu, who had been poached by Zaratul for playing Gehrman, of Antigonus, the original actor. Is the focus of the contest the identity of Gehrman? Fitting the prophecy, the awakening of the world spells the fool's return? It seems for now, which is why these people related to Gehrman have all been replaced. The Oracle's death was the beginning, not the end. Alright guys, we're making such good timing. Yeah, that's it. I will catch you guys tomorrow. We'll get to chapter 1000. Kami, I know you'll be here, but all the same, but I don't know how you'll probably be busy on the game. So I just want to say, good luck on your adventure. I'm sure you'll do great, buddy. Fucking nearly a decade of playing that game. I'm sure you're gonna kill it. But all the same, good luck. Other than that, guys, bye, guys.